Hello, in a previous video you have already seen how to install Groowiki 2.0.0 for a demo installation. In this video I will show you a little bit more complex detail how to install Groowiki into an operational environment. So first of all, I make a directory on this machine where I am administrator, where I'm going to install Groowiki. First of all, I download the software. When it's downloaded, then I will unzip the downloaded WAR file. And I usually recommend to install Groowiki this way. And I do not need the WAR file itself anymore. Okay, so we are now in demo. To configure Groowiki, we have to configure Tomcat, which I want to ensure it doesn't run at this moment while I configure it. Okay, and then I'm going to edit the configuration file for Tomcat that describes where Groowiki as a web application is. And now this is going to be a brand new file. So this is a context. Which says that Groowiki is in demo. The path to access Groowiki is Groowiki. It's the servlet path. And I also configure some environment variable, the configuration, which tells Groowiki where the configuration in this installation is. In its standard place, I did not move it anywhere. So this is here. And I also have to specify that this is a string, and that it doesn't overwrite any previous specification of the same name from the server environment. And after this I have to edit the config file itself, so this file, to see that all the URLs and files are at the location where they have to be. So, well, actually the config file says that the configuration files are Groowiki XML, business types XML, widget XML, MIME types XML, and plugins XML. But business types, widgets, MIME types, and plugins are not interesting for us now. At least we do not want to change anything in it. Only Groowiki XML is that we are interested in. So I edit Groowiki XML, which is in the same directory as config XML, because just config XML did not say where it is, so it was in the same directory. And you can see that the default reload configuration is secret. Configuration reload password is secret. Now I will change it to something more secure. And this is the home directory. which is just not good. And then I need a repository. The repository will be not there, because that's my test repository, but rather a repository that I'm going to create here in the demo directory. Let's not forget that, to create that. And it's now commented, so I just better uncomment it. And we will have to create this directory as well, otherwise indexing will not work. So what we have to do now is to create the demo repository, and it's you can see here in the demo directory, and the var directory. Oops. So I created the var directory and create the demo repository. And there is one very important thing, is that I have to give permission for Tomcat user to read and write these directories. So and actually all files beneath. Oops, sorry. Okay, and I believe that this is all we need, and we can now start Tomcat. And you can see that if I connect to localhost 8080, which is the default port for Tomcat Groowiki, and opening URL, then I get to the opening page of an empty repository. If I log in, right now there is no need to log in. I mean, there is no authentication configured in this setup, so I just write here anything. The only thing is that what you write here will appear as a creator of the files, and I can start and go on. And I can write here any description, or I can even use Radeaux macros to provide description. And actually here we go. So summarizing again, all we needed to do was to download. So we needed to do was create a directory for Groowiki. Then I downloaded the war file. Then I made an unzip, and after that I edited the configuration of Tomcat so that the exploded war file is used by Tomcat. This is all the explosion of the Tomcat. I was stopping Tomcat, then I was creating the configuration file for Groowiki inside Tomcat that tells Tomcat where it finds the war file exploded, and also where the Apache Commons configuration file can be found. And then I was editing the configuration file where I did specify the home directory where Groowiki stores the listen indexing. Other than that, Groowiki doesn't store anything locally. All data is stored in the Subversion repository. And then I also had to specify where the Subversion repository is. And then all I needed was to start Groowiki, and it was nicely up and running. What extra was needed actually to create this home directory, and because it was a very first setup without any previously existing repository, I also created the repository. But you can use any existing repository over HTTP, HTTPS, file-based or SVN protocol-based. And you just go up and running nicely with Groowiki. Enjoy it.